I'm still at Brighton. I was looking through my goodie gift bag last night from the conference on dementia and caring times. And a lovely article by Des Kelly. Basically, about special measures and about how hard it is for care homes who will be put in special measures to come out of them, and that the CQC should not be trying to inspect homes to improve quality, but just presume compliance in homes. The presumption of compliance in homes and Mr. Kelly's approach has cost countless people their lives. People who've died and suffered in the most appalling circumstances, with nobody to feed them, with no water, with bed sores to the bone. And right across this country, people have died in huge numbers, and the CQC have failed in their duty as a regulator of care services to do their job. But Mr. Kelly is advocating the old system of presuming compliance. I mean, the man he's no place in the care industry. I mean, you know, this is a man, of course, we know he'd known abusers in other care homes, because he doesn't see the consequences of you know, an abuser and what they could possibly do. He doesn't see the consequences to vulnerable people. That in itself is beyond, you know, I'm actually speechless. But to have someone saying, oh well, the CQC don't want to put care homes in special measures because, you know, they'll undermine their good work of the last 2 years, is like saying, oh, the last 2 years, how many cases have we heard? I mean, hundreds of cases. I mean, every week, you know, you're hearing about. I operate a helpline. I'm on the receiving end of this, so I see the consequences every day. And believe me, it breaks my heart what happens to people, and there's nowhere for them to go. And yet you've got this man prancing about the country, writing articles in these kind of magazines, saying, in the last article I read, he said, oh, it's in line with the natural laws of justice for care homes to be presumed compliant. Presumption costs lives. It's beyond me how this man has got to a place where he's actually dictating policy and telling the CQC how they should be looking, you know, going into homes and doing stuff. Special measures and embargoes on care homes. He's saying that's wrong because care homes can't come back from that, and it's going to cost them £500,000 to turn things round. Oh, he's got the price of how much it costs to turn things round, but he hasn't got the cost in human suffering. He hasn't put a price on that, and he has not put a price on how much it is to look after people properly. I go into homes where he's representing an industry where you've got 2 staff running round trying to look after too many people and to give the basics to sustain life. He hasn't put a price on that, but he knows that it's cost £500,000 to turn a failing care home round. To be honest, if a care home is failing to that degree, it should not be registered in the first place. And if we can't have all people looked after properly in a publicly funded service, then people like Mr. Kelly should be drummed out, and the whole thing should be taken back by the government, and we should run it as a country, because at the end of the day, when things go wrong, we could hold people to account, and that is not happening. We have care providers swanning about making millions and saying they're not given enough money by local authorities. Let's look at even the not-for-profit care providers. Let's look at the bonuses that these people on the board are getting. It's millions of pounds. And then they're going around saying, oh, well, we can't feed people properly. Here's a tin of baked beans for 60 people. Because, you know, we haven't got the money because the local authority don't give us enough money. Well, shame on you, Mr. Kelly, and shame on the care industry. And at the end of the day, we're just going to keep exposing you, and if you want to keep writing articles, then we're going to keep countering them and telling people the truth. And what you're saying here, Mr. Kelly, is you call the shots in the care industry, and you don't want bad homes inconvenienced by fines or embargoes, well, that says it all.